How is everybody doing? The Kings win 133 to 116. We are live from the Golden One Center. There's a lot of commotion around me. It's all good. Fans are happy. Fans are walking onto the floor right now to take pictures. You got the red carpet for all these fans. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know in the comments below. The Sacramento Kings had a terrible start. 19-4 early run by the Portland Trail Blazers with no Damian Lillard, no Jeremy Grant, no a lot of their players. They got in super late in the airport, and as you can see and hear, there is a ton of commotion and excitement in the air right now. The Kings win, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get it. Vegas Ron, let's go. What a night. From disappointment in the first quarter, right? If you look at the box score, you'll be like, oh, Leo, they were only down by 8, 37-29. But it's how they started the game. Because if they start the game against a good team, guess what? They're going to get blown out. There is no coming back against the Grizzlies, against the Nuggets, against the Suns, against the Mavericks even. When you have that much of offensive power in the Western Conference, I do think the East is better. I think the East is better, period. A lot of their teams could be number one in the Western Conference right now, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking just complete from top to bottom. The West, there's a lot of competitive teams right now. Even teams like Utah and Oklahoma City tonight, for example, right? They went down to the wire in overtime. They cost me a lot of money, but, you know, it's part of it. But when you get down 19-4 against anybody and they're missing so many players, you're lucky. You're truly lucky, because against anybody else, that ain't happened. And that's why fans are upset. Obviously, you win the game by a lot, 133-116, but it's building those playoff habits. You cannot get down. The Kings don't do well when stars are out. That's a bad sign. I don't care what anybody has to say. That is not a good sign. It truly isn't. These are bad habits. You've got to start off strong. You cannot allow so many defensive lapses. You can't do it. De'Aaron Fox, I think, played 4 minutes in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, or he got pulled off 4 minutes in, right? And he finished the game with 31 points. 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, 11 of 15 from the field. That guy is just a beast. Holy cow. I mean, that dude is just a beast. You gotta love it. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the comments below. Jason T, what's up, bro? Should be asleep in the East Coast, but I'm still awake. Man, you lighted the beam in the East Coast? Okay. Vegas Ron, my guy. We have some tough games coming up. This win was important for the momentum. The Western Conference is crazy. We're all within a few games, and that's my point, right? You don't improve at the deadline. You stay put, right? Not aggressive. You don't use your second-round picks, which is confusing because there has never been so many second-round picks dealt at an NBA trade deadline like this past one. The Kings had a bunch of them. They didn't use them. I don't understand it, but I'm not Monty McNair. I'm not him. He's done a fabulous job, but that doesn't mean that we can't say that he should have made a move. I don't care if you think the chemistry would have. We're talking moves to build that depth. We're talking moves where you got to improve your backup position. We're talking moves where you got to improve your backup center position. You know, a Mason Plumlee would have done wonders for this team, right? A solid backup would have been wonders for this team, because as much as I love Malik Monk, he's not a point guard. He's not a point guard, and he needs to play with the real point guard coming off that bench. And he had a fabulous game today. Both he and TD were pretty solid tonight. Monk finished with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Davis, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 20 points combined for 35 points. That'll get the job done, especially when Kevin Huerter only had 10 points. But we've had too many inconsistencies all year from Malik Monk, and that's not good. We always talk about player optimization on this channel. I don't feel like he's being maximized his potential. He's being asked to do a lot of things that we're not accustomed to. He's been very good at it in terms of like, okay, I like what he's done, but if you put him at his, again, Davian's supposed to be the point guard. The point guard has been Malik Monk. So when that happens, things get changed, right? And you're not optimizing your players the correct way. But you're doing it out of necessity because you don't have anybody else. So that's a problem in itself. But Malik Monk, man, he had a rough stretch coming off an injury. He had a good game today. A lot of these players had a good game. There were guys on the Blazers like Cam Reddish who had 24 points. Not an efficient 24, but 24 nonetheless. 7-7 from the free throw line. Nasir Little, 26 points, had a monster game, offensively at least. 5-9 from the three-point line. He was hot, and he cooled off. That's what typically happens with role players like him. Right, Thibault, 27 minutes. He had okay moments defensively. I wasn't that impressed. But Shaedon Sharpe had a great dunk. Only had 9 points in 22 minutes. Kendall Johnson had a great dunk as well on the putback. He's playing point guard tonight. He is not a point guard. That's what I'm. Obviously, they played him there because that was out of necessity, right? No Simons, no Grant, no Dame time. It's tough. It's tough. Those are going to be tough. I'm interested in seeing the dynamics with Westbrook and the mix 100%. I think that's a mistake. I think that's a great thing for the Kings that the Clippers got worse by signing Russell Westbrook. I'm being honest. Jason T says, yes, I can hear you. Needed some rim protection. Need rebounders. Monk plays street ball and out of control often. Davion has regressed. He has no offensive game. He's been terrible offensively. Even tonight, he had 3 points. He only took 3 shots, but he's just an undersized shooting guard who can't shoot. His mechanics look solid, but he's struggling, man. It's mental at this point. They need him to be more aggressive, but they also need him to make these shots. He got a lot of fans next to me yelling, and hopefully they leave soon because I'm getting distracted by it. But he needs to be better, 100%. They should have made a move to fill in that position for De'Aaron Fox because there is a drastic drop-off when he goes to the bench. I still think he goes way too early to the bench. He only played 26 minutes tonight. 26 minutes, 31 points, obviously, against the Blazers. But he needs to play 35 minutes a night. I think we all know that. He needs to play that because this team is not good enough to not have him out there for that amount of time. 26 to 29 minutes is not going to get the job done on most nights. Get the job done today, but not on most nights, right? What's the crowd cheering at? There's people on the floor shooting free throws. They rolled out the red carpet for them, and people here next to me, to the side of me, they're watching them shoot, and they're just cheering for them. We got a lot of people waiting for Damian Lillard right in front of me. In section 105. Oh, actually, Damian's already signing autographs, as a matter of fact. Damian Lillard, man. The real deal, NBA three-point champion. How do we not get a big man deadline? Man, that's tough. I don't make no sense, but you know, it happens. It happens, man. Huge shout out to Medici Sacramento across the street. If you guys are in the area watching this or you watch this later, phenomenal place to go eat some pizza, grab some drinks. They got the nicest and the best beam drink out of anybody that I've seen come out with their own beam drink. The amount of liquor that's in that drink combination, the concept of making that drink and really executing it, presentation of it is phenomenal. So you can go on game nights for $9, get yourself a great cocktail. The Beam, ask for the Beam, and you're gonna get a nice cocktail there. Medici Sacramento, best pizza in Sacramento, hands down, no question about it. Even if we had other pizza sponsors, I would still say the same thing. Even if we had Pizza Guys, I would still say Medici is by far better than Pizza Guys, by far, or than anybody else. That's just the reality of it. You can't lie about that. Top-notch quality. But yes, the Kings got to start off better. I don't understand the non-moves. You know, we can go over that 1,000 times. That Jared Vanderbilt should have been a King, yada yada yada. It doesn't matter, man. It didn't happen. They got what they got. They're gonna roll with these players, right? Keegan Murray, 25 minutes tonight, 10 points. He had some good moments. He had some moves where you're like, okay, I like what I'm seeing from Keegan Murray. I like how he can pump fake, get into a spot, pull up. It's definitely an improvement. We still got a ton of people on the court shooting free throws, taking pictures at half court. As I'm watching them right now, air ball, a ton of free throws. Yeah. Oh, we barely hit the rim on that one. You know, they did get Kessler Edwards, but I don't see him contributing anytime soon. Trey Lyles in 21 minutes had 7 points today. 3 of 6, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Sabonis, just a monster as usual, right? 18 points, 18 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double once again. The guy is just an animal. All-star, Fox all-star. I kind of want to laugh at the people who really took that game serious. Like, oh, Fox has 0 points. I'm like, bro, this game's a joke. You know what? This game is to get recognized as an all-star. That is all. The actual game is a complete joke. I didn't even watch the game. I ran 7. I hate running, and I prefer to run 7 miles over watching that game. I didn't watch a single second of that game. I did not care for it. I saw, you know, what the Kings posted, the intros of Fox and Sabonis, and when LeBron was dapping up his guys in the locker room. That's about it, man. I didn't feel like I needed to watch that game for the exact reason why I thought that would happen. Jason Tatum, I think, had 55 points. That's what they said. There's nothing to be proud of if you either break the record or tie the record for most points or whatever. The game's a joke. Nobody's watching it. The viewership was way down. We needed a G League player who I actually like in Mac McClung to save the dunk contest again, or this year at least. But All-Star Weekend, man, the three-point shootout is typically the best one. Kevin Huerter was just embarrassing, let's be honest. He struggled. I would have made 7 points. He had 6. I would have made 7 points, guaranteed. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Kevin Huerter, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc today, 4 of 8, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Still in a little bit of that slump. He's not playing like himself, but he still spaces out the floor for De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis and Harrison Barnes, who finished with 15 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. So, it's okay. It's okay. De'Aaron Fox, this guy, This guy is good. There's no question about it. What he can do every single night, to come up with 31 points in 26 minutes, it's pretty solid, man. This guy is a real deal. So as I mentioned, with 15 minutes tonight, 2 points, 5 rebounds. And he was playing against dudes like Watford and whoever else they had, but you can't, Eubanks, you can't take much into that because the Blazers weren't very good. They're missing a lot of players. That's still a huge question mark. Anytime Sabonis goes to the bench, it's just a drastic drop-off. It's going to be tough, man. We're going to watch some of the highlights right now. I'm going to see if they have not updated it yet, but they eventually will. We can look at let me see, ESPN. Let's look at the standings here. See Boston, Philly, the Bucks. They would all be, well, Boston and the Bucks would be first place. Philly would be roughly about a game out of first place. Cleveland's in fourth with 24 losses, so it's pretty competitive. The Nets have stayed up there with 24 losses and 34 wins. They're 10 games above 500. And Mikal Bridges is starting to unleash himself. I'm a big fan of Mikal Bridges. And in the West, man, Memphis loses, the Kings win to pick up a game. They're 2 games out of second place. They are 3 games, or technically a game and a half. But I'm only looking at the loss column. That's all that matters. Right now, the Kings are 3 games ahead in the loss column to the Clippers. Only 2 games behind the loss column to the Memphis Grizzlies. So, man, they're not going to get a gift like this every night where teams show up pretty late and they rest their players. Like these last 24 games, you're going to, for the most part, unless you get these gifts, you're going to get the best players playing because this is the home stretch. You're going to get the best of the best. Mike Brown talked about that. Not yesterday, but the day before where I went to practice. It was pretty late practice, so I had a chance to go to that one. That's the reality of the situation. Like, you're going to get the best out of most teams except for tonight. I still think they win the game even with Damian Lillard, but it would have been a different game. Maybe you don't get off to a 19-4 deficit, but the game would have gone down, maybe 6 minutes, the Kings pull away. But this game was really over at the half. Like, they were up by 9, and you never really felt like the team was in danger of giving up that lead, and they didn't. So kudos to the Kings for that. The Clippers are going to be a team to be reckoned with. Tonight's a real test, right? Clippers-Kings on a back-to-back, traveling to Los Angeles. That's a game that we got to really assess and analyze and be like, okay, this is a potential matchup in the first round of the playoffs, okay? It's going to be a lot of positioning. The Phoenix Suns, same record as them. They're going to move up. At least on paper, you would think so, because they are a really good team. They're better than the Kings, without question. And the Clippers are better than the Kings if they're healthy. But I don't think they're a lot better. Like, I think the Suns are a lot better. But I could see the Kings matching up better with the Clippers, believe it or not. And obviously, y'all know how I feel about the Mavericks. I think that's the matchup that they should be looking for in that first round. But right now, they would face the Mavericks. The 3 against the 6. 3 against the 6. But they can get Minnesota. New Orleans, if they're healthy, they're dangerous. They're the most dangerous 500 team, and they're in 8th, right? They're in the bubble right now, in the play-in right now. Oklahoma lost today. Utah won. They're still in the battle. They're a game under 500. The Thunder are 2 games. The Lakers, you always got to keep an eye on it just because they did get better. They won tonight. Golden State without Steph, it's not the same team. So there are a lot of question marks, right, from the Lakers to the Timberwolves, really, from 7 to 13. From 7 to 13, man, like the only team the Kings may struggle with is New Orleans. Anybody else, they will take care of business. New Orleans is really good when they're healthy. When Zion comes back, it's going to be a problem. When Zion comes back, it's going to be a problem. Let's see. It's Kevin and Herter in the funk, without question. All right, Leo, much love. Be real, we're not going to go far because we can't rebound, rim protect, plus we don't have a backup point guard that can score. Yeah, first round exit probably, unless they get like, the Mavericks. He's not playing horrible, but Davis and Monk are just playing more confidently. I mean, we got to take that with a grain of salt, just because of who they're playing. Same here. Didn't watch the game. Was out of day on the day. There you go. Good job, Jace. Mitch says, Leo, with 24 games left, what's our magic number that we need to be in comfortable control for playoff destiny? Memphis did lose tonight, which helps. I think it's 13 wins. So if you get 13 out of the 25, you're in the playoffs. At least top 6. Did we re-sign Barnes, or what do we do with him? He costs a lot. You got to just see what your options are in terms of, can you get 2 players, you know what I'm saying? Like at 13 mil each, some wing depth that this team badly needs. Or do you sign Harrison and then try to make a trade after that? It's tough. Like, they'll have some money. I don't know what he's going to demand. It's just really hard to say, right? Right now, and his mark is probably still, 18 to 22. Like, that's what his mark is going to be. So, I don't know. Like, would you sign him at 18 mil to 22, somewhere around there? Kevin says Kings should benefit from other teams getting used to roster changes and how we play together. I don't think anybody made a substantial move. Like, they were moves to help their depth, which the Kings should have done. There's not a team besides the Mavericks and I guess the Suns, but the Suns were already good. Like, all they're doing is plugging in Kevin Durant. So the transition period that teams or that people are talking about, I don't think it'll be as major or as big as some people may think it's going to be. Like, it's not going to. Like, I don't think it's going to. I hope I'm wrong. But when you have your main 3 guys, and Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton, everything gonna be fine. Like, that's just the reality of it. And if you plug in a guy like Kevin Durant, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I want to put in the link so you guys can call on right now and join the conversation. If anybody else wants to join the conversation before NBA.com updates their B-roll for tonight. We're gonna watch some stuff tonight, especially early, where the Kings can't do these types of things, man. Kings can't do this, man. Let me see. Pin this message. All right, we're gonna pin that message. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We are live at Golden One Center. A lot of the people have left. Thank goodness. They're getting irritated right next to me. They really were. But a win is a win, no doubt. Chris Paul has had his worst postseason luck the last few years. That's true. I mean, if the Suns don't have great depth, and the Kings don't either. But if the Suns lose one of those pieces, like if they lose Chris Paul, it's gonna be hard because who's gonna facilitate for them? Not Josh Okogie, or Kogi. I don't know how people say it differently. Definitely not their backup point guard. What's his name? Cam, or Payne. What the hell is his name? That guy. Like, he's not going to do it. So they got to be careful, man, and see how they play Chris Paul down the stretch, because he's a lot older. He typically always does get hurt around this time. And if he does, man, they're in trouble. Like, let's be honest. They're in trouble. I'm going to put the link right here. Click that link right there and join the live conversation. We'd love to talk to you guys and see what you guys thought about tonight. What's up, El Lobo? The Blazers have started a tank. Maybe not yet. But they'll get there eventually. And they'll probably set out Damian Lillard. So, Ego says big win for the Kings. Yeah, I mean, it's a big win. Like, if they lost this game, it would have been tough. It would have been tough to swallow. Like, we would have been all depressed and all that stuff. Sasha, completely off the table. Join the team this year. I am just researching for a way to make this team better before our postseason run. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but you know, how much does he improve? He does hit some jump shots, right? He got some size. You know, is he better than TD? Probably. More experienced, smarter player. You marginally improve, like a little bit, but can they get him? I'm not sure. I forget what the contract situation is there, or what the rules and stipulations are in terms of getting the player at that time. I know in the past, guys like, you know, Dwight Howard, who decided to play overseas, once their season ends, the NBA will allow guys to come back. So Dwight Howard could be an option down the stretch if, you know, knock on wood, that Domas don't get hurt. Like, if Domas gets hurt, the season's over. The Kings literally have no room for error whatsoever. Like, if Fox gets hurt, they're done. Like, the season's over. Like, let's be honest. So they need to pray and hope that those two guys don't get hurt. If Harrison Barnes get hurt, it's going to be tough, just because he provides that third scoring consistent punch that this team needs. Because right now, Kevin Huerter's in the funk. Right now, Malik, you don't know what to expect, just because he is very sporadic. But they cannot afford injuries. They really can't. They cannot afford them. So that's the reality of it. And that's what happens when you don't make moves. You have no room for error. If you get, say hypothetically, you get a Mason Plumlee, he could buy you three games, 4 games, no problem. Not no more. So that's the reality of the situation, right? Got my guy Rasan, ex-Kings PR, down the floor right now. It's good to see him again. He's now with the Portland Trail Blazers. It was odd that they sat Dame and Grant out. Not really, just because they got out at the airport, and I don't know, man. Guys have routines, and if that routine don't happen, and as you said it yourself, like, they're probably going to be tanking soon and playing a lot of these dudes that we saw tonight. A lot of young guys, and Cam and Matisse and, you know, Watford, like, obviously the human airplane, and Shaden Sharp. That guy can fly. Got that dunk too. That was pretty dope. Little windmill there. Jeff says, "What's up, man? What's up?" Cam Reddish was not efficient whatsoever. at all. I wasn't impressed with what I saw today. I mean, if you taking 18 shots, you better score that many points. Come on, yo. Is that what he took today? Let me see what he took. He took 18 shots and he shot 11 threes. Like, you better score 24 points. Like, you better score that. 100%. 100%. So, yeah, I'm not impressed. My guy's skipping. What's up, bro? Like, Thibault, he only had, 5 points? But in 27 minutes, again, I wasn't impressed, but I'd rather have a guy like that because at least I know what he can do defensively. And he's not out here trying to hunt his shots or anything like that. So that's a guy that I'd rather have. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Again, y'all can join the conversation here. My boy, Light the Beam. Who would you like to see us go after in the buyout market? I like Will Martin and Derrick Rose if they're available. Both guys are interesting. Rose, just because of the experience. Will Barton's a guy that needs the ball a little bit more. He likes to do things his way. But in this system, I don't know if he's a Mike Brown guy, right? He likes to play the ball in his hand and do wild things. And, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So he's very similar to Malik Monk in that way. I don't know if you get better if you got two Malik Monks. He can definitely score the ball. Not a good defender, and we can look it up, but not a good defender. Let's see, Will Barton, right? We can look at Will Barton right now. Let's see, Will Barton. Let's see what he is. Let's see what he does, Mr. Will Barton on B-Ball Index. Here with the player profiles. It's taking a little bit long just because we're at the Golden One Center. While we wait, I'm going to keep answering some of y'all. So, again, Derrick Rose. Oh, here we go. 32 years old. B plus 3-point shooting. Finishing with an F. A minus with playmaking. That's interesting. Defensive impact D minus. So that's not good. Let me see what his 3-point shooting is. 3-point percentage, 77 percentile B plus. That's pretty good. Pull up 3 C. Catch and shoot 93%. So that's pretty good. I mean that he fits, right? Like I said, he fits, but I don't know if he's a Mike Brown type of guy just because I know how he plays. Corner 3-point shot A minus, right? 82nd percentile. That's not bad. That's not bad. His one-on-one B minus total oscillations per 75 possessions, 65th percentile. That's not bad. His impact in isolations is an F. That's not good. His effective field goal percentage in isolation. That's not good, right? His isolation foul drawn rate, 53 percentile C. It's whatever. I mean, the Kings don't play that way anyway, so finishing B, total shots at the rim D minus. Yeah. Drive assist. Let's look at his defense. Let me see what his perimeter defense. Perimeter on ball defense D minus, 22 percentile. Jesus, that's bad. Yeah, he's not a Mike Brown type of guy. He's just not. So I think off the bench, he's solid. He's 32 years old, 6'5", got a little bit of size on him. But you probably won't get him. Probably won't get him. Let's look at Rose real fast. Derrick Rose. B, A minus, okay. Pull up 3-point shots, A minus. Catch and shoot, F. Oof, that's terrible. That's terrible. Perimeter defense. Wow, he's been solid. He's in the 86th percentile, an A minus with his perimeter defense. That's good. But you know, he has not been good at 3-point contests per 75 possessions. He's at a D minus. Steals 53 percentile, C minus, or a C, sorry. Deflections 26 percentile, so he's not very active, a D. Off-ball chaser defense 55 percentile, C plus, okay. Let me see his playmaking. Pretty solid across the board, so he's been pretty good there. Finishing has been, for the most part, okay, I guess. So overall, a B. It's finishing talent. He's an interesting fit. I don't love the fit, but he has the skill badges for a clamp, so he's been solid defensively. And then for the teardropper, obviously, he has that shot. You know, he's the type of guy that will get called at the age of 34, former MVP. That could be interesting. So those are the analytics there for you guys to see and think about. Stanley Johnson for defensive purposes, he's not that good. What in your opinion do you believe this team is missing in order to truly contend? Nothing that they can get in the buyout market. There's nothing they can do to contend in the buyout market. Like, they had a chance to get a Vanderbilt. They had a chance to get a Thibault, which, again, he's definitely shades under that. But, you know, trying to improve the team on the radius, on the corners, per se. Your GM hat on right now. What would you do, if anything, to make us better? What options do we have? Do we look after downs like Dwight Howard, or are we absolutely stuck with the guys we have? Yeah, I would definitely prefer Dwight Howard over Metu. Like, if you're not going to play Holmes, like, I would rather have Dwight Howard, 100%. 100%. How has Keegan's defense progressed this year? Let's look at it. Let's look at Keegan's defense. Keegan Murray. His defensive impact is a C, so definitely has been better. Catch and shoot, obviously phenomenal. He's a one-man wrecking crew. Don't know what that means in terms of him, but let's see his defense real fast. Perimeter on-ball defense, C minus, 46 percentile, so not great, but definitely better. Well adjusted, 21 percentile. Loose ball, his activeness 37. So D's, F's. So yeah, he's not good. He's not good defensively, but he has improved. But yet again, you really couldn't get much worse. I mean, you can, but y'all get what I'm saying. So he needed to improve there. He's slowly improving. His playmaking is an F. His assists per 75. His playmaking talent is a C minus. I think that's very. That is. They're being nice. Let's just say they're being nice. His finishing talent is an F. So that's not good. That right there is Keegan Murray for you guys. Same here. Support from Ben. Sorry, channel. Keep putting that work, my guy. Appreciate you, Appreciate your egos. Shout out to my boy Rob as well, man, who actually went to the Raptors game today. That must have been fun. What are your ideal matches for the first round, second round? So for the first round, Dallas, believe it or not. But I mean, going up against Kyrie and Luka in the playoff series, where both guys are just magical, it's tough. But I don't believe in the role players. So I think you have a chance there. Obviously, Minnesota would be good for them. Anybody else, it's going to be tough to beat them. Let's just be honest. Like, it's going to be very tough to beat any of those teams because they're just better, especially if they're healthy. Like, I'm not going to sit here and cap and be like, oh, well, this team. Like, no, like, my money. Obviously, if I'm going to bet those games in those series, I'm going to bet on the Clippers being the Kings, the Grizzlies being the Kings, the Nuggets being the Kings. the Suns beating the Kings. Like, any of those teams in the first round would be not a good matchup for the Kings. That's not a team that they want. Regardless, you still want to make the top 6 and not be in the play-in, because if you're in the play-in, you just never know. Especially if you get a team like the Lakers with guys like LeBron and AD. If they're healthy, that's a dangerous team. If Steph is playing, the Warriors are a dangerous team. So, yeah, like, you don't want to face those teams in the play-in in a one-game elimination. That is not what you want. I always talk about, don't put yourself in that situation to potentially be the Cavs of last year, where they lost to a Trae Young, right? So that would be worst case scenario. Like, if you get one game here and you lose, if you get the second game here and you lose, the season was a waste. This season was a waste. It would be disappointing for sure. I don't care what anybody, oh, they're a lot better. No. If you don't make the playoffs this year, it's a disappointing season because of what we've seen already. You know, that's just the reality of the situation. There is, a lot of commotion here. Guys taking out TVs. Apologize. Kings trading 2020 for star. I hope so. I mean, I hope so, but I don't think so. Who's out there? They'll probably get, like a number 19 overall, 20 overall. I don't think that lands you a star unless you want to give up, Keegan, 23. We can't give up Harrison because he's a free agent. Unless it's like a sign and trade, which I don't think is going to happen. He's either going to walk or he's going to sign with the Kings. So that's part of it, man. But Keegan definitely got to improve just overall. Like, he needs to improve overall. Like, I do want to look at De'Aaron Fox once again. Fox, right? I mean, this dude has a ton of badges. You got to love it. One-man wrecking crew, teardropper, giant slayer, closer, needle threader, pick dodger, playmaking whiz, gets downhill, interceptor, clamps, pull-up assassin. And it's clamps because his one-on-one perimeter defense is an A-, and he ranks in the 87th percentile league-wide. So his perimeter defense has been really good this season. It's been really good. It's an A- to give you guys some context there. His three-point contests need to be better. Obviously, when you're in the 47th percentile, you get a C for that. But his activity on the perimeter in terms of loose balls, it's there, A-, 84th percentile. His pickpocketing rating, 73rd percentile, puts him at a B. Passing lane defense puts him at a B, 68th percentile. He's been active. And that's all you can really ask for. Because he's so elite on offense that you're going to get dodged, right, for your overall defense, which, again, I don't really care about his interior defense. Me personally, I don't care if his rim deterrence is a C+, if his rim contests is a C+, or his blocks is a D+. Like, none of that matters to me. He's your point guard. Like, I don't want him getting injured under the rim, snapping his ankle, going up against or trying to block everything. Like, defense starts on the perimeter for guards. So if he's doing work there, don't lie, man. Like, the numbers are right here, right? And he takes on a challenge to guard the other best player. Like, you got to love the competitive spirit from De'Aaron Fox. And when you have all these badges, man. A+ offensive impact. His defensive impact's a D just because of what I just said. But the key metrics that I'm looking at is, without question, his perimeter defense. And he has been solid all season long. Very solid all season long. So that is De'Aaron Fox there. this season. If Portland doesn't pay Grant, would you sign Grant instead of Barnes? Yes, I would. I would. But, facts is in his back tonight without hesitation. TD over Mitchell. I mean, that's not saying much. But,
It's at 65% now.
El Lobo. Actually, let's watch. These should be up. Here we go.
Okay.
So Sabonis. I want to see the defense. Nasir Little had. So let's give people some context, right? Actually, let's see. Nasir Little came into this game shooting. Jesus, he's actually been shooting the ball well. 39%, almost 40% from three. I did not know that. Probably not on high volume, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's not on high volume. But we can go look at his attempts, right? Let's check out his attempts real fast. Let's screen share this one. Right, here we go. This is when it was 0-0. I mean, they're just letting them shoot the ball. There's certain guys you want to shoot the ball, but that's just lazy defense. That's just you're not even trying. Sabonis, come on, man. At least act like you're about to contest a shot. I mean, the shot looked smooth, and the result was smooth. I don't like that defense. I just don't like that defense. That's a tough shot. If you're making that, great defense by Kevin Huerter. All right, if you're doing a step back and your name is Nasir Little, tip your hat off to the man and move on to the next play. That shot you can live with, but not the first one. Definitely not the first one. Let's look at let's look at the third one. Right, you get a little down screen action here. Right, that's a dribble handoff. It was a fake one. What's up, Matt? Then we get Nasir with another three. See, that's tough. That's better contested there by Terrence Davis. He makes a tough shot. They adjusted to him, but at this point, when you shoot that first shot and you give a guy confidence, that's what happens. Then he starts to hit these shots. So let's look at his fourth. He missed this one. Yeah, that's just stupid. That's just a stupid shot. I get it. There's nobody else to shoot the ball like that, but that's not his game. Good defense there. We gonna live with that every single time. Look at his fifth one. So the shot selection isn't great. I feel like he has a two-motion jump shot, right? Where he pulls it, he jumps, he gets a lot of elevation in the shot. Good shot, great driving kick by Arianato, I think. And yeah, that did not work out. He made this one here. Bam. That's tough. His jumper looks smooth. I'm not gonna sit here and say his jumper don't look good. It's quicker. It's almost like a 1.5 motion, right? Like a little bit of a hitch in the process of going up, but his release point is good. And it's quick, if that makes any sense. At that point, it was the third quarter. They cut the lead to 6. Kings called timeout. But Other than the first shot, I mean, the Kings were right there in this grill. They were contesting shots. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Like, I don't mind the defense there whatsoever. I wish Bobby Portis was available. Yeah, but he's not. Should be concerned about Fox rolling that angle tonight. Times tonight he had noticeable limping during the game. We'll look at what people had to say after that. I went live right after, so I don't know what they had to say. The Kings are currently third in the West, and I'm thankful that Fox shows up nice, and he's ready for a playoff push. He needs to be ready because tomorrow is going to be tough as hell. If they win tomorrow, the energy is going to be different, right? Whether they barely win or they win by a lot, it doesn't matter. Like, if they beat the Clippers tomorrow, that's a big accomplishment. What would that package be? Maybe a herder in multiple seconds. Nothing more than that. For who? Who would replace that Porter's Banks to the table as his replacement, though? I was thinking maybe a round Holmes. Yeah, they're not doing that. You mean not like the form, however, it's better. I mean, he's been in the funk. It's butter, but he embarrassed himself at the All-Star game, at the three-point shootout, and he's been in a complete funk. He was 2 of 6 tonight. You know, it is what it is, but let's keep. Oh, throw it down. Bill Walton, tune in and drop out. Interesting. Cross that out, man. That was random. NBA.com. Let's look at another three-point shot. So they got Nasir Little coming off of these screens. Oof, that's tough. I mean, he's right there, bro. Good for him. I mean, at this point, the Kings don't care. They're up by 14. Cuts it to 11. He missed his last 2 shots, right? Wild 4 traveled. Didn't call it. Good defense. Right, and then his last shot. Here we go. Man, this dude came off of. Let me see. We're giving him with a double stagger screen, bro. I mean, it almost went in, though. Like, the shot almost went in. I'm not even going to go there and lie to you guys. Okay. Like, his jumper don't look bad. I mean, he's shooting 39%. I'm interested to see how many shots he takes now. Nasir Little. Let's see. Nasir Little. Let's look at his basketball reference. Let's see how many attempts he's doing it on. As I said, he's only doing it on 2.6 attempts. So 39.6 will give him the 40% to round it up on 2.5 attempts. Yeah, it's low volume. Just like I said, it was no way in hell that he was shooting more than that. But the shot don't look bad, though. I'm not gonna say I'm lying to you. Like, it doesn't look bad whatsoever. In 17 minutes a night, when you get what you get from Nasir Little, you know, he's improved big time, right? First year 23, 35, 33% last year on 3.7, which was his most attempts. He started 23 and he only played 42 games last year. So, you know, he's only started 1 game this year, which was tonight, and he's played 37. He's probably going to play more if he doesn't get hurt, right? Nasir Little here. How old is he? 2020, age 23. So he's 23 years old. There's potential. There's potential in him, without question. There is potential in that man. Let's look at somebody else that I see. Who else? Cam did not have a great game. Shaden Sharp. Yeah. I don't look at De'Aaron Fox. Like, what De'Aaron Fox did. Actually, I'm gonna look at his makes. And look at all it makes from the air. Here we go. Oh, nice little pick there. Like, Fox didn't score until the second quarter. That's what I'm saying. Like, in 3 quarters, he had 31 points. That's crazy. Gets to a spot. Oh, kick out. Everybody's moving. Terrible defense. Right? Terrible defense. It looks like they're in the zone right here. They're playing the zone. Oh, you're too far out, son. 3 bang, bang, bang. Yep. Here we go again. De'Aaron Fox. This is a 2. It looks like it's a 2-3 zone. No, they're well. They are. It's a 2-3. It's a 2-3. Playing drop coverage here. Oh man, you got to get up on D, Fox. Come on, bro. Come on, yo. Do better. Here we go again. Oof, I watched that live, bro. This is gross. From right to left to a strong hand. And then with the finish with his right, no foul called. Without question was a foul. What a move by De'Aaron Fox. That was nuts. That was nuts. You may think that there's a charm or some white side Sacramento. Hell no. No thanks. What was Fox's 4th quarter points today? A lot. Let's see. Actually, maybe not. 4th quarter, he only had 5 points. 3rd quarter, though, I mean, that boy went off. He went off. And he had 5 points. In the 4th. All good, though. They didn't need him. He's going to be restricted, I believe. He's a player the Kings should pick up for the low. He's one of the players you could find trying to fill the void. Barnes, who are you referring to? Wonder if it's on trade Barnes with added assets could be acquired something nice if that's possible. Yeah, probably not. Like I said, I think it's going to come down to either you sign Harrison or he walks. Like, it's one or the other. Like, for me at least. But yeah, man, Fox was nice. Fox was nice tonight. Fox is nice every night, but especially tonight. Oh, Nazi Little. Yeah, I mean, he could be a guy that you get on the low. You know, give him a multi-year deal. Maybe maybe like $5 million per year, like 5-15. Sorry, 3 years, 15, puts you at $5 million. I could see that. Like, if he continues to show off like tonight, I could see that. But yeah, man, Sabonis triple-double. If you erase that 1st quarter, they dominated in the 2nd, right? What was the final number on that? 37-20, 2nd quarter. Like, that was big. 17-point difference there. They're up by 9. They're up by 9 points at the half. That was crazy to me. Like, the switch is real for the Kings. Obviously against a bad team, but still. Nonetheless, it was fun to watch it live. Like, it really was. But yes, Egos, appreciate you, man. Anytime, brother. But yeah, man, I thought we've had a good show. I'm interested to see what Mike Brown said, though. Let me see if they have uploaded real quick. Let me see. If they don't, let me see. It doesn't seem like they have. Like the Kings, let me see. No, they did not. Although they uploaded Sabonis's. As a matter of fact, let's see what they have to say. Actually, let's check out what Fox had to say.
Fox right now, and De'Aaron joining us right now as they are lighting the beam outside Golden One Center. De'Aaron, thanks a lot for joining Katie and I. Tell us about the slow start, why and how you guys were able to flip the script and turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, I think our bench came up big for us today. I mean, they really changed this game around for us. You know, like I said, we came out slow. I think it was 19 of 4 at one point. We were like 1 for 9, 1 for 10 from the field. I think 3 or 4 turnovers. So yeah, our bench came up big for us tonight. And when we came back in, we did what we were supposed to do.
Defensively, De'Aaron, not only did I think you had a fantastic game fighting to get over those pick and rolls, those screen actions, but also collectively as a group, watching practice yesterday, that was a focus. How do you feel you guys did as a whole defensively?
I think we were better outside of the first quarter. We gave up 37, and then in the second quarter, we only gave up 20. So that was an excellent defensive quarter. But for us, like I said, I say this, you know, a lot. We know what we can do offensively. We know we're one of the best. We know we're one of the best teams offensively in the league. So for us to get to where we want to go, we have to be able to do it on the defensive end.
De'Aaron, speaking of the defensive end, you've been so great with your point of attack defense and ball pressure. Where is the upside defensively for this team in terms of everybody being able to protect the paint? How does that happen?
I mean, collectively, you know, you don't have to be a great shot blocking team to be able to defend the paint. I mean, it has to do with the guy that's guarding the ball and the guys that are behind him shrinking, showing length, and just being active. You know, if you see someone behind your guy, you know, you probably won't drive. So it's really just being in gaps, communicating, and then flying around at the end of the day.
This was a young, aggressive team that was being very physical, specifically when it came to defending you tonight, De'Aaron. And I could see that you were taking it a little bit personally and had to clap back a little bit. Talk about that and how that fuels you when you get into that little action with some of these younger players. I
mean, there are times where the game gets physical. I think my game is more finesse, but at times if I got to drive through somebody's chest, then I'll do it. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's nothing I'm worried about. The playoffs is going to be a physical game, and you have to be able to fight. You got to come into every single game and fight, and that's stuff that we're preaching. Even though, you know, their best guys were out, big thing for us tonight was to compete, because you could always just lay down when guys aren't playing, and that's happened for us in the past. So with this team, that's something that we try to come out here and just compete every night.
Love it when you get all Debo and everyone, man. You were handing out gym memberships out there. Must have been a chest day today for De'Aaron Fox. Hey, great game tonight.
Appreciate it.
De'Aaron, 31 points. We'll see you in Los Angeles.
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow.
The Clippers tomorrow.
Big game against the Clippers. Okay, now we can end it. Should we re-sign Terrence Davis in the offseason if he's no. I'm not signing Terrence Davis. That's just me. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Been here for an hour. Tomorrow we're doing it again from the home studio, though. We're not going to LA. Thank you guys. God bless you guys. And huge shout out to Medici Sacramento for always supporting the Cabo Kingdom platforms, Basketball Zone platform. It's a good win, man. It's a good win. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.